Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fight fans. We are live with ESFL 110. I am your host, Frank No Streaming. You can find me at twitch.tv/Frank No Streaming. I'm here with Kingsley and
How's it going, Frank? I am doing awesome. I'm super excited for all these amazing fights. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic. We're also joined by Yuri Thunderdome. How are you today, Yuri?
Yeah, Frank, man, I can't be more excited for this card. It's just packed to the brim full of fantastic matchups. Frank, I got to be honest, this might be the most exciting card we've seen in ESFL history.
Well, it is going to be a fantastic fight card. From the top, we've got 11 Bravo taking on Treehouse, followed by Wavy versus LS Warhon. Lister Bros is going to be taking on Rock Roman. We've got Young Po versus Eagle Rush 209, Crooks 209 versus Leon Stoles. Then we've got KIA Joe Jitsu facing Rennie XO. Elite King 709 versus I Punch Santa. Papadoc taking on Yorda. And then our main event, we've got HostNinja versus WordLife. As you said, Yuri, this is an absolute stack card, and it's got all of the potential in the world to be full of bangers. It's just going to be a fantastic card, guys, and I'm really excited for it. Looks like our first fight is going to be ready, fellas. I don't know about you guys, but I am personally ready to get into this. We've got 11 Bravo versus Treehouse. What do you have for us on these guys, Kingsley?
I mean, when you look at this first up matchup, 11 Bravo, 0-1, ranked 25. He has adaptable striking along with an excellent top game. He has great submission offense. So if he goes to the ground, he's going to look for some rear naked chokes, maybe an armbar. But then his opponent, Treehouse, making his debut in the ESFL this season. He has amazing, scary top pressure. He has dangerous ground and pound. And get this, over 1,000 OWC submission. So this guy is no joke when it comes to the ground. And he's going to be looking for submission. So going to light heavyweight, you got to believe you're going to see a lot of ground game coming in right here, Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best yourself, and it's looking like we're going to have a very grapple-heavy attack here when it comes to BJJ himself. So, yeah, this is going to be a very tough matchup here for anybody who's dealing with the groundwork.
Yeah, this could be a very interesting matchup of wrestler versus Jiu Jitsu player. We've got Souza versus Cormier in the light heavyweight division. And yeah, Cormier is definitely dangerous on top, and he's absolutely scary. But Jacare is no slouch on the bottom. I mean, anytime you're on top of that guy, you're in danger of being submitted. So we're going to see how this fight plays out. 11 Bravo versus Treehouse, and see what these guys have for us. All right, no touching gloves, and we are underway, fellas. Starting things off, Cormier is aggressive with the jab and the leg kick, but Souza gets him into the clinch, lands a few nice knees there. Gets about 3 of them off, goes for the takedown, doesn't get it, gets some shots on the exit there. Cormier's firing back, tries to get the uppercut, doesn't land it, but he gets a hook in there. Nice jabs from Souza, and he's able to lean and get that straight punch there. Slips a straight from Cormier. Cormier goes for his own takedown, doesn't quite get it. Souza's able to get that denial. Gets him up against the fence here. Tries to get the back, but he gets denied there. Going for the backpack there. Looks like he's trying to get the back here early, Phil.
Yeah, it seems like we're already seeing a bunch of the ground game just being implemented and already into a submission attempt. You gotta think this is really troubling for Daniel Cormier right here, Yuri.
Yeah, it's troubling, but you just got to stay calm, man. You got to realize you're at pretty good stamina advantage, so just take your time with it, not really rush through. But, man, this submission offense is looking rather elite. That's that Jacare Souza, and it's really creeping up, man. I think he's going to get it.
Man, it's close. I think he's going to get it, and wow, he does get it. Fantastic.
Wow.
I mean, he got that done quickly. I mean, I've seen 11 Bravo, and I've seen Treehouse both in the UFL, and Bravo has won and defended the belt with several submissions, and we saw that attack on display there. He was able to get that back-sitting RNC, and, you know, as soon as you get that locked in, it's basically good night. Bravo did everything he could. Treehouse did everything he could, try to fight out of that, but wasn't quite able to get out of that back-sitting RNC, and got that one done quickly. I mean, was able to get it done and on to the next fight, I suppose. I mean, he got that done in no time flat, fellas. What else? What did you see in that fight, fellas? It didn't go very long, but what did y'all see?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, we already saw the 2 takedowns trying to be implemented. And then once, when you're using Jacare Souza, you're automatically going to go to the ground game and try to get submission off. He has like over 90 in submission offense and defense. And when you go to the ground game and you get that first denial, you have to think rear naked choke. It has to be done. And, there's a lot of patches that go into it. So it was just all that she wrote when it came to the ground game. It's hard to defend against an opponent like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he showed real submission offense skills there. And like you said, it's just hard to defend. And I'm getting word from the back that we are into the next fight. So we've got Wavy versus Warhon. What do you got for us from these guys here?
Well, it seems like we're gonna hopefully get Yuri back on, but I'll take over the scouting report for this. For this next fight right here, Wavy, he's 0-1. He's looking for his first win coming to the second fight. He's ranked 24, and he's well-rounded with this approach. He has a methodical approach as well. And in a quote in this fighter profile, he said he's here to have fun. So he's looking to have a lot of fun, maybe mix it up with the women's strawweight division. While his opponent, LS Warhon, he's making his ESFL debut right here. So he's kind of a wild card going to unknown waters, maybe in the ESFL spotlight. So along with Weili Zhang, I mean, this could be a very interesting matchup. And possibly a little bit of a preview of UFC 261. So very interesting matchup right here, Frank.
Yeah, we're gonna see what we get from both of these competitors. If you're the Zhang fighter, obviously you can keep this standing because she's just so deadly on the feet, and all of her attacks just do so much damage. I mean, you've got to be wary of that. And if you're Namajunas, you got to try to take this to the ground, see if there's some advantage there. Maybe you can try to lock up a submission, Kingsley. I mean, we're just gonna see what we get from this fight.
I mean, I'm looking forward. We usually don't see the women's strawweight division being used in the ESFL, so I always think this is a treat. This is like one of my main divisions to see, so it's going to be really exciting if they try to keep it standing up, try to go for a brawl, or maybe they'll go to the ground like in the first round and try to take things over.
Yeah, we'll see what goes on here. Both fighters starting low, trading back and forth in the pocket. Some good leg kicks there by Warhon to start things off. Really insistent on using those leg kicks to attack. Firing back now is Namajunas. Go ahead, Kingsley.
I was going to say, you can see both guys are just standing in the center octagon. We're seeing a bunch of strikes here in the phone booth, and it seems like it's going to be a little bit closer than we previously saw in the first fight.
Yeah, it seems like both of them are here for a good time, not a long time. But Namajunas attempts to take down, doesn't quite get it there. Goes for the body shots there. Both of these fighters I'm seeing are throwing a lot of kicks. And, I'm looking to see which one's going to capitalize on that first. Some huge hooks being landed in the pocket here by John.
And you have to think, you want to mix up the levels. You want to switch up with the kicks. You want to be unpredictable against your opponent. Both guys need to win. One's making their debut, and you have to think they're going to try to use everything they use in the practice lab leading up to this fight.
Yeah, this is where, you see who's put the most work in, who's put the most time. And a good check on the leg kick there gets Jean rocked. And now she's going to be careful about throwing those leg kicks. That's been a weapon that Jean has been utilizing consistently. And now they've got to be careful because that left leg is compromised. But Namajunas gets the fight to the ground. We're going to see if she can advance position. Gets denied there going for the half guard. Now Jean is up, and this fight is back on the feet, Kingsley.
Great defense from Zhang. I mean, you have to think Rosanna is very deadly on the ground along with her striking. So it's very compromising position, but able to get up and try to find her way back in the fight. Maybe be a little bit more patient and try to deny some of these body shots that we've been seeing so far.
Right. And thus far, good slip there by Warhon. Warhon has been on the war path in this fight, marching forward, been consistent with those leg kicks. That's one thing that's just been standing out to me thus far in this fight. Another one lands there.
Wow.
And we're seeing, like, the slips are working very well, and you have to think Warhon is seeing the slip work. They're going to have to use more of it to get some damage on their opponent.
Yeah, tries to get the takedown, gets up against the fence. Great news, we've got Yuri back with it. An uppercut misses there by Jean, but a body uppercut lands there from Namajunas. Go ahead.
Yeah, like I never left here, and that's another thing, too, with Rose Namajunas. She has the capability to mix it up on the feet.
Right there. I mean, both competitors fighting to the brink. We're trying to find a way towards the end of the round.
And more huge leg kicks landing here from John. Both fighters trade in the pocket.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here right now is I'm seeing Rose Namajunas and Wavy not being able to get this fight down to the ground. She's trying his absolute best to force it there, going for the clinch, going for that trip, maybe get a little bit of stamina attacks going into the second round. Good head kick duck there, though.
Huge slip into the overhand, and that's a rock that might be able to steal the round for Namajunas. And Oh man, I thought the stream the stream scared me for a second. That overhand might have stolen the round for Lave Wavy, but going into this second round, Lave Wavy's head health is very low. I mean, they've just been taking shot after shot, and those leg kicks have been playing a huge factor in this fight, Kingsley. What are you wanting to see from both fighters moving forward?
I just want to see a little bit more methodical pace that we saw from the scouting report. I mean, we saw more of a brawl that we saw in the first round, not really trying to fill each other out. It seems like both guys are trying to like make the other one make a mistake. So I feel like the major mistake might be happening in the second round. We might see another knockdown.
Yeah, it's like you said, both fighters are meeting in the middle and just seeing who's going to blink first. Right now, Lave Wavy gets the best of the exchange in the pocket there to begin.
Yeah, Lave Wavy's got to sell out, really get this fight down to the ground. If you start changing and you start chaining these big combinations with Wei Li, you're going to be in very serious trouble very fast. As we're seeing excellent leg work here too. This is really good stuff here. If you're LS Warhon, there it is, finally getting the fight down to the ground in the side saddle position that is oh so dangerous.
Yeah, just like you said, Yuri, this is a bad position for Wei Li, but Lave Wavy goes back into the side control and relinquishes that side saddle position, which, as you said, is so dangerous, but she can still do a lot of work from here. But good job there from Zhang to get back into the half guard, maybe avoid some of this damage. Lave Wavy is just putting some pressure shots from the top, trying to stay busy, staying active. Gets a good denial there. She's still just being methodical here, just taking the time to do the damage on top, get those total strikes up, and just do some work here, score some points on the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit out of here for Warhon here. He's got to do a better job of being a little more active. I know he's getting denied, but you got to throw in some more transition fakes. You got to really start building up your grapple advantage, and there it is, being active. Fakes, gets it right back into full guard. That's what you want. You want to be in Rose Namajunas and you have full guard, not when you're in half guard or side control.
Yeah, exactly. She does a good job to get back there, and now she can look to move here, try to get up here, or possibly look for a submission or a sweep. Just do something to change that position, because you can't just hang out here. And again, another good denial from Lave Wavy. Just keep this fight where he wants it, on the ground. But as I had previously mentioned, Zhang attacks with the arm bar, and looks like Lave Wavy's going to be able to get out of this pretty easily. But Warhon's on top of that bar pretty nicely.
Yeah, this is really good submission offense, and he's really putting the pressure on Rose Namajunas and Warhon here. Got to be careful to not get your arm broken off so early on.
He's got a big stamina advantage and gets to throw strikes. That might be it. That's it. That's
my
done.
Gosh, 2 submission wins in the first 2 fights of the ESFL 110. 2 finishes. I mean, what did I say? This is absolutely going to be one of the best cards in ESFL of all time. My goodness gracious. That was really solid work there.
They're starting off with 2 big submissions, both of them coming early, and both of them, I mean, pulled off very well. Like we said, I mean, I didn't think that Warhon was going to be able to pull that submission off, but then, I mean, you see the submission advantage, or not the submission, the grapple advantage, the stamina advantage, and just being able to stay on top of that bar and keeping that bar where it needed to be to get that submission. Just a fantastic job there by Warhon. And then, like I said, whenever the strikes were able to be thrown, I feel like that's whenever the tides really turned in Warhon's favor, and he was able to get that submission. Great job there. Okay, so we're going to take just 1 second to get a quick intermission. Hang around. We'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, thank you for sticking around. We are back with the ESFL 110, and we are back with our next fight. What do you have for us on these guys, Kingsley?
I mean, this looks like an incredible matchup on paper. LS Lister Bros versus Rock Roman. Starting with Lister Bros, he's 1-2 in the second season of the ESFL. He's a pressure fighter. He likes to fight in a phone booth. Then he adapts to his opponent, so he has that adaptability along with the pressure, and then he's not afraid to brawl. So he's more of a rock'em sock'em robots when it comes to the fight. And then with Rock Roman, he's rank number 20, actually 30. He's 0-2 in the ESFL, and also he has very good grappling. So he's a wrestler. He controls well from top, and he ends fights with ground and pound. So we have a striker versus grappler type of matchup when we see this, Yuri.
Yeah, striker versus grappler matchup. And you know what Conor McGregor always says, styles makes fights, right? So this is going to be a very, very good fight. I can imagine we're going to see a finish. Both of these guys are really trying their best to stop this losing skid that they're on.
And we've got the Max Holloway mirror match to bring things up, to kick things off, excuse me. So that's going to bring the best out of both guys. I'm trying to say too much at once, fellas. Sorry about that. But we got the Max Holloway mirror match, and we're going to see what we get out of these guys. We all know that Holloway is an absolute monster on the feet. So we're going to see who's able to get that early advantage and press the tempo in this fight.
And you have to think, when it comes to a Max Holloway, there's nothing but stamina. So pressure fighter is going to be in favor of Lister Bros. Let's see if he can combat the grappling of Rock Roman.
All right, starting things off, Lister Bros gets a nice three-piece combo, backs out of, gets to range. Rock Roman tries to fire back, gets a few good shots there in the pocket. Nice duck elbow there, and gets a body kick on the on exit. Switches stances, gets some nice shots off with the lead hand. And thus far, Rock Roman's putting some good damage into the head health of Lister Bros Kingdom.
Yeah, and we're seeing like a nice front kick from Rock Roman, able to combat, and you see the head health just going half on Rock Roman. Rock Roman in the red gloves. It just seems like both guys are still feeling each other's love. It's only a matter of time before they get into a brawl right here, Yuri.
Yeah, one thing you mentioned, Rock Roman switching stance, Frank. I'm very interested to see when he's going to start employing that straight into that big body kick. That's something that you're going to have to see, especially in a Max Holloway matchup. You're going to definitely want to start working that body, and there it is, the body kick after all. It goes back to the orthodox stance, though, perhaps not really looking that great for him, Frank.
Yeah, but Rock Roman's timing seems to be there. He's landed a lot of these pulls, pull counters, pull slips. He's getting a lot of these shots on the counter thus far.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of the moves from Rock Roman. The move of the night seems to be that pull elbow onto Lister Bros. He only landed once, but it seems like he's going to continually go for, or maybe adapt later on, but it seems like that's his move. Just slip and try to attack and try to play a little bit more of a counterpuncher.
Yeah, and both of these fighters are definitely employing that block break strategy that is so useful in the UFC 4 landscape. Throwing off a big hook there from Lister Bros. Yeah, I gotta think that eventually we're gonna see this fight go into some kind of a clinch landscape, because one of these fighters is gonna be dropped here early on in this first round as it's going into the minute 30 mark. My goodness, man, this is absolutely flying by, but that's what you see in a Max Holloway mirror. Things go by fast, Frank.
Yeah, because both fighters know that they can just throw with reckless abandon. You know, you're not going to get tired. Oh, but you might get caught by a spinning elbow. Oh, my goodness. Huge spinning elbow lands there from Lister Bros. Rock Roman seems to have recovered relatively well. Tries to get a front kick. Doesn't quite land there. And he gets rocked again. He tried to get his own shot, but he gets his own. There it is. He gets the counter with the pull elbow and lands some good body damage. Might get a body rock here, Kingsley. He's putting the pressure on him.
There's the adaptability that we saw from Lister Bros. Rock Roman able to get it back-to-back rocks from both opponents. This is the brawl that we expected from both of these guys going to the octagon. But man, Rock Roman unleashing hell right now, Yuri.
Yeah, just ripping off combos, both of them. And we see that spinning elbow come back again. Another spinning elbow. They are employing the helicopter game plan. You love to see it. A bunch of elbows, a bunch of spin stuff. I mean, this is exactly what you get in the ESFL. You get a lot of fun and, great counter work. I mean, goodness gracious. That was elite level striking there in that first round, Frank.
What a brawl through 5, gentlemen. Holy moly. They were trading. They were teeing off. Both fighters got rocked. That was a lot. How do you score that? Who are you guys giving the advantage in that round? Starting with you, Kingsley. Who do you give the advantage?
Oh man, it was close. I think you have to give it to Rock Roman, able to get a couple of rocks, able to use that pull elbow as we saw in the replay right there, and able to just like avoid most of the strikes. Well, Lister had a very good amount of moments. I think I'd give it a Rock.
What about you, Yuri?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a close one there, but I would probably give it to Lister Bros as they're touching him up. Going to work that double jab there. I like to see that, Frank.
Yeah. These guys are really starting to get loose in the pocket, fellas. Both guys trading, and now you see Rock Roman starting to let loose those 3-4 punch combos, and you're starting to see Lister Bros do the same.
Yeah, and we're seeing more of the body shots. We saw Rock Roman try to lead with those body shots in the beginning round, but then just forgave it for the pull counters. And now he needs to find a way to get in his range. But as you said right there, Yuri, into the clinch and now into the takedown. You think this is where Mr. Bros kind of wants to be as he takes an up kick.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Frank. Yeah,
I was going to say, now Rock Roman gets the fight to the ground himself with a double leg off of the cage. I apologize for cutting you off. Go ahead.
Oh man, I'm just foaming at the mouth of this grappling with Max Holloway. This is always fun stuff to see. But I mean, the fact of the matter is when the fight's getting a little too hectic, in UFC 4 you could take any fight to the ground and you're gonna have all the grappling moves that Khabib Nurmagomedov has, and I like to see that. That's what an ESFL caliber player does. Realizes that, hey, I could just force myself into top mount, posture up, and do a little bit of damage as we're seeing right now, which is very smart. And you got to think, he's probably looking at Lister Bros and saying, hey, bro, you clinched me first. I'm taking you right down, Frank.
Yeah, he was like, you wanted this. You started it. I don't mind finishing it. And like I said, he's doing a lot of damage to that block and getting some head health knocked off there, too. Switches things into the back sitting position. Always so dangerous. Immediately goes to the rear naked choke, Kingsley. But I don't think he's got the stamina to finish it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the escape bar is going to be up, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit close, but then we see the escape bar being a little bit close. But as we saw, Rock Roman, he was getting close with the ground and pound a little bit. It was surprising that he went with the rear naked choke. He was getting some nice offense in, but went with submission. So it'll be interesting if he goes to that with 150 left on the clock.
It looks like Lister Bros is able to get out of it, but that bar filled up a lot more than I thought it would. Excuse me, Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is you're going to be seeing a lot of rear naked chokes in the meta this recently. Good denial there, saying, no, sir, you are not taking top mount. Rock Roman looks to be very comfortable on the ground, even when it's on his guard, as we see Lister forcing it up in the top mount, gets a posture up, and you can do a little bit of damage here. Both of these fighters have seen that they can do a lot of damage in top mount. Really putting him on him. No stamina here. He's going to be able to get that free get up there. Perfect stuff there. Get the fight back to the feet. And try and employ some of that helicopter movement, as we just saw that, right?
Yeah, he is immediately trying to get back to the helicopter offense. He's just trying to get something going right now. Rock Roman's head health is getting pretty low, but I mean, he's always a dangerous opponent, especially we see with all the slips and the head movement and the hooks that he's throwing like that. Gets a head kick, doesn't quite get it. The block is there, but that block is starting to chip away from both fighters. That's what you see when these brawls start to go long like this, Kingsley. He's able to get the head movement, but I mean, that block's starting to get chipped down. What are you seeing here after 2 rounds?
Scary hours in the last seconds of that second round right there. I mean, both guys got hit with a rock. One mistake. If I feel like Rock Roman didn't do that pull and landed, I mean, that could have been all that she wrote. So very close. It could be anyone's round in this third round. I mean, we're like one shot away or one mistake from a KO.
Yeah, any moment.
Ooh, yeah, beautiful duck straight there, forcing it over to the cage. This is good stuff as he goes for that illustrious back drag takedown. Can't beat it, go right for it again. Can't stop it, Frank.
Yeah, now he's got him in the backside control. He's got some options here, but Lister Bros does a good job to get that get up. But he's still against the cage here. He's able to deny that second back drag. But the takedown offense of Rock Roman is relentless. He keeps attempting it, and finally he's able to get that takedown. You got to wonder if this is going to be the one that ends up changing the fight.
You have to think. I mean, the first round was pretty much close. Second round could be pretty close after those combined rocks. And now you kind of want to do it with all this time. You kind of want to do your work right now. Maybe probably go for like 1 or 2 posture ups, keep your opponent down. He didn't really show much defense when it came to the ground and pound or denying these transitions. And you can see he's pretty much going where he wants. But as I say that, they get back to stand-up Yuri, this could be really interesting.
It's interesting too, and what I'm seeing out of Rock Roman is that I think he thinks he's winning this fight. He is by no means so far ahead where he could just grapple it out for the ending. I feel like both of these fighters absolutely need to start fighting for the finish, Frank.
Yeah, this fight is very much on the table. If either fighter thinks that they're ahead 2 rounds, they're wrong. I mean, I feel like this is just so back and forth as we see an excellent slip there by Rock Roman. He doesn't capitalize, but this fight has just been a brawl. And as we see, now Rock Roman has been knocked down, and that's one knockdown apiece in this round, fellas. This could go either way, but Listerberg looking to get the finish, and he's able to get it. He just kept chipping away with the ground and pound and was able to get the block, and the head held low enough, was able to get that finish there, fellas. I mean, that was just fantastic. We're going to take a look at these replays, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, when you saw it, I mean, we're going to take a look at the replays, but Lister Bros, I mean, when it came to stand-up, I mean, granted on him, he was taken down a couple of times, able to get in the top mount and get away with that, get to the stand-up. But then when it came to the ground pound, he know that head health was low, and all he needs to do was disrupt that blockade to get the win. Amazing comeback victory for Lister Bros right there.
Yeah. I mean, a fantastic victory from Lister Bros. He just kept fighting until he found that victory. Did everything to. What did you like about that win, Yuri?
I like the perseverance. I mean, he was putting his back. You know, Rock Roman was doing a fantastic job of slipping, throwing that crazy elbow that everybody loves to see, and he really showed perseverance. An ESFL championship level performance, 100%. And yeah, Frank. I mean, let's take just a gander of what we got coming up, though, man. This main event, Frank, how do you feel about this? I mean, I know you got to be partial here, but HostNinja being undefeated in the ESFL, WordLife himself is too. I mean, dude, this is going to be insane.
I'm really looking forward to this main event, man. I mean, HostNinja, I know from firsthand experience, that guy is an absolute savage. And he's fighting another absolute savage in WordLife. Both of these guys are so skilled at this game, and both can do everything everywhere. So, yeah, if you just look at this fight card, you know, there are a lot of fights to stand out. Coming up next, we've got Young Po versus Eagle Rush. After that, we've got Crooks 209 versus Leon Stoles. Both of those guys are making their season 2 debuts. That's going to be a banger. We've got Jiu Jitsu facing Rennie. That's always going to be good TV. We've got Elite King facing I Punch Santa. I Punch Santa's looking to stay undefeated this second season. Papadoc versus Yorda. And as we mentioned, our main event, HostNinja versus WordLife. There's a lot to love on this card. What do you love specifically, Yuri?
Guys, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is Yorda versus Papadoc. That's a co-main event. I really wish the ESFL would just give me those 5-round co-main events. I mean, that would be such a perfect example of one that just needs 5 rounds, because you never know how that one goes, man. That's Kingsley, man. What's your ideal finish here? You got the beautiful card showing. What do you think is going to be your best fight?
I mean, like, someone's has to go in the main event. I mean, we're all here for the main event. I mean, that could be a title eliminator. There's so many huge implications. I mean, Zaya is going to be looking at that fight very closely. But if I have to take a look of like another fight that's not the main event, I would say Crooks versus Leon Stoles. I mean, Yuri, you know, Crooks is our guy, but he's going to be making his debut in season 2, like tonight, after this fight that we have coming up, and I'm looking forward to see like what happens. So I'm very excited for all of these fights.
Speaking of the fight coming up, it's going to be another debut. We've got 2 debuts. We've got Young Po taking on Eagle 9. Eagle Rush is somebody I've seen in the UFL, so shout out to him getting his debut here tonight. What do you have for us on these guys, Yuri?
Yeah, as you mentioned, Eagle Rush, I've actually had a chance to call him on one of those Wednesday cards where it's kind of like the ESFL Contender Series, man. And I'm very excited for him. I'm very proud of him for finally getting that ESFL debut nod. And Young Po himself coming in as an ESFL debut. Young Po's really, really solid. He's more of like a Israel Adesanya, Anderson Silva style fighter. He's going to go for those counters, and he's going to try and do that nasty Ed Parker uppercut. And Eagle Rush, as I mentioned, man, he is a grappler. You don't call yourself Eagle Rush if you don't try and mimic Habib the Eagle, man. This is going to be a tough fight here, but you got to think it's going to go probably 3 rounds, and I think we're going to see a decision win out of Eagle Rush. Frank?
Yeah, we're going to see what we get here. Eagle Rush is going to be using Cejudo, and we've got Young Po going to be using Piotr Jan. So we're going to see just what happens, if it's going to stay on the feet or that's fight to the ground immediately. And immediately Jan's looking to make use of the teeps, but gets taken down, Kingsley.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how long does it take for Henry Cejudo to go for that first takedown? We already saw it in less than 30 seconds. And you have to think, it's all about what can Peter Yan do, like, on the ground. Can he deny the transitions? Henry Cejudo, can he find his way to reverse? And we have already our answer. Into a crucifix. Wait a minute. I thought Cejudo was supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, immediately Cejudo's in a bad position here.
Yeah, I don't think you guys understand in the chat exactly what we just saw. We just saw a sneaky pre-denial from Sprawl and then power back right into crucifix. Young Post saying, hey, Henry Cejudo, I don't give a dang if you have all these accoutrements of you're being a solid ground fighter. I'm going to take you down, and I'm going to hold you down just like you plan on doing with me. As he's able to get it in the backside. Young Po's going to posture up. Frank gets right back up. Smart move.
Yeah, that's, at the very least, that's going to be something that's going to get an Eagle Rush head down and immediately get reversed, and he's on top of you. That does mess with you. I don't care what people say. It does mess with you, but these guys are trading back and forth. Young Po is looking to utilize those teeps to get some space and make sure that Eagle Rush isn't able to take him down. Getting some good body shots in there as well. But Eagle Rush is firing back, just trying to stand in the pocket. Go ahead, Kingsley.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's so far, like, this is what Peter Yan wants to be. I think he needs to find the range to find his way back in this fight. I mean, getting taken down, getting a nice reversal. This is his time to do some damage right here on the stand-up.
Yeah, and he's just consistent with the teeps. Every time Cejudo rather gets in the range, he's just firing that off, making sure start your injury over. Nope, start it again. And just keep trying. And so far, he's found the timing on that teep very well.
Yeah, and like you were saying too, you could think about it this way. You got a guy named Triple C Suave Jamie looking back, and he's licking his lips out of this great Piotr Yan play so far, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's keeping his distance away from Eagle Rush, not really giving him an opportunity to shoot for that nasty takedown. But if you're Eagle Rush right here, you know where you're winning this fight, and that is on the ground. So yeah, there it is, shoots. I would probably stay away from the turning takedowns there because they're pretty easily readable and pretty easily denied. I would just go for that standard power double leg or power single leg, Frank.
But Young Post seems hip to the takedown defense. He's ready every time the fires. He's been doing some pretty good damage that I've seen. He's getting some nice hooks in and just some cheeky body shots that will add up over time, Kingsley.
Yeah, and you have to think, like, with a couple of seconds with that vicious rock on the body, Eagle Rush kind of in the danger zone right here. I mean, this is where Young Po wants to be. He has, like, possibly the whole round locked up because of that rock, and that's just put an exclamation point on it.
Yeah, the one thing that stood out to me the most in that exchange, Yuri, was the fact that whenever he had Cejudo rock, he waited. He didn't rush and try to, get the finish. He waited to see what his opponent was going to do, and I think that just shows what a high-level player he is here.
Yeah, as I mentioned in the pre-fight analysis, I think this is going to be a decision win here for whoever decides to go and really put their mark on this fight. Both of these fighters are not looking to go get the finish. They're looking to win on points. One thing I got to see out of Eagle Rush is just be cheesy, as they say. Go for those takedowns. Get the fight down to the mat as soon as possible. Channel your inner T4H as he goes for the leg kick there. Going to take a bow, not getting it back from Young Po. I love the disrespect, Frank.
And yeah, he seems intent on more disrespect with the jabs to the face, and he's still just firing those teeps off almost at will. Cejudo tries to throw his own front kick, but it almost looks like he rushed that one and eats one in return. He's eating some shots on this entry. Every time he tries to come in, Young Po is hitting him with a teep, and then he's either following it up with some shots or he's just giving him more to think about as he lands a huge spinning back kick there, landing the uppercuts to the body. He's really in control of the range right now, and Young Po is really starting to run away with this fight, Kingsley.
Yeah, and like so far it's been good. I mean, you see the sweet signs. You might have think this is Fight Night Champions with the way Young Po is striking right now. I mean, just clean shots after clean combinations, and now able to get like 2 knockdowns right there. It's looking like to be his fight, and we don't know, especially with that knee to the face. What is this, WWE right now? I mean, he's just working his opponent so well with these amazing combinations right here, Yuri.
Yeah, very patient Piotr Yan player is the hardest person to come against, man, because he has that power in the boxing range.
Oh my goodness.
He just says good
Oh my
night,
God.
Eagle Rush. I am taking
Jeez.
over your ESFL dream.
Insane.
I'm knocking you out of consciousness. My goodness, Young Po making a statement. Wow, can you believe that, Frank? That should be illegal.
I mean, honestly, it should be. Listen, Young Po, he came into that fight, and it felt like he took control as soon as we got started. I mean, he was able to get the better of those striking exchanges every time Eagle Rush came in and attempted a takedown or tried to get his striking going. He was eating a teep to the body and probably several more shots after that. Young Po's striking looked fantastic right there, and I can't say enough about it. So I'm going to have Kingsley say more. Kingsley, say more.
I mean, like when you saw it, it was clean. You saw the kicks, you saw the punches, the knee into the face while Henry Cejudo was going for the takedowns. We knew that Henry Cejudo, he was going to go for those takedowns, and he had the right game plan. He was more of a counterpuncher. You know, when you saw Muhammad Ali trying to slip his way and get the right sweet science of combinations going, it was just beautiful to watch, and especially with that right hook landing for the knockout. Incredible stuff by Young Po.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish. And like you said, he was able to bring all of the elements together. And I mean, I don't know what else to say about that fight. So we're going to move on to the next one. We've got Crooks 209 taking on Leon Stoles. What do you have for us on these fellas, Yuri?
Yeah, hey man, I gotta give the shout out to Crooks 209, the man himself, one of my co-commentators on the Wednesday events. He's good. Look, I hate to break it to you guys. Crooks is a very elite player in UFC 4. Finally crawling out of that rock that he's been living in. Feels like he's comfortable enough to get this opportunity in his big Season 2 debut. He's going to be a counterpuncher similar to how we saw with Young Po, but he has the ability to just turn it on and take the fight down to the ground, win, and however he wants. Yeah, Leon Stoles is also making his debut, and this is something that he's going to have to deal with. It's something that he can really handle, though, because he's a good fighter in his own right. He's kind of a kickboxer. You know, he's got that Israel Adesanya style to him where he's going to try and be a little bit flashy. He's quick on his feet. You're going to see a lot of lunges, and man, he could go to any route they give him. You know, he's going to take the fight down to the ground. He's comfortable. If he's going to stay on the feet, which Crooks is very good at, he's comfortable there too.
Yeah, well, he is going to be using Israel Adesanya. We're going to see just how comfortable he's going to look to put on a striking exhibition here against Robert Whitaker. And we're going to see how this thing plays out. Both fighters meet in the middle. They touch gloves, and we are off. Both guys throwing feints right now. Just trying to find the rhythm. Leg kick lands there early for Crooks. Leon gives it right back to him. Teep there from Leon, trying to back him up, get a little bit of space. Looking for the slip straight there. And both guys just being very patient here, looking for those feints. Just trying to find the rhythm, find the range here, Kings.
Yeah, it's just more of a filling out process, but we see Crooks. I mean, you know, the grind never stops with him. He is always trying to find his way to figure out his opponent. So, you know, he's just using this as data. And as he suffers that body shot a moment ago, you have to think Crooks, he just wants to use the leg kicks. He knows where his bread is butter, and he's using some nice combinations to just let his opponent know that he's here and he is about this action, and he's not unfamiliar with the ESFL spotlight. And just good combinations so far that we're seeing here. Really.
Yeah, and one thing I'm really hoping I see out of Crooks is he's not trying to get too cute with these long combinations. Realize you're at 185, your stamina is going to drop down to the earth. I really want him to make this dirty. But so far, Leon Stoles is doing exactly what you have to do to beat Crooks. Chip away at that body health, really grind this fight out, and eventually you get to do your fun stuff with Israel Adesanya, Frank.
Yeah, right now, Leon Stoles doing a great job of taking the center of the octagon, patient, whereas all that's how it always works. And he gets rocked because whenever you mention it, it gets worse. But Whitaker is just trying to put the pressure on, and Crooks is looking to capitalize on that rock. Wasn't quite able to get much more damage done there, Kingsley, but he's looking like he's in a good position thus far. Gets another rock, Kingsley.
He's smelling blood in the water, able to get two rocks right there, just pressuring his opponents back to the cage and just able to unleash bullets of punches to his opponent's face. And you have to think of what Leon has to do. He needs to attack the body a little bit more, maybe drain the stamina a little bit out, just try to survive this round and make it into a long-lasting fight. Maybe not try to get too crazy, but again, the body shots and just the kicks are just landing so nicely for Crooks right here, yo.
Yeah, Leon Stoles has got to start implementing some more feints, as he does right there. Feints that leg kick. Smart move there, because once you start being predictable with Crooks, he is up there when it comes to those big fighters. He just beat Ed Parker in the Prezi tournament. The guy knows what he's doing. He could finish a fight any way. So you got to really try and trick your opponent into thinking, hey, he's going to go for that jab straight. Boom. Beautiful slip cross. Gets the head kick. There it is. Feint into the one head kick. Gets a good bit of damage off here. Crooks fighting away out of it, using that head movement and really picking up that block frame.
Yeah, Leon Stoles, though, got a nice rock there. Looked to capitalize on stamina cover, but throws a kick in too close, gets caught with the hook by Crooks, and now Crooks, again, looking to finish. Both these guys are using a lot of stamina here, looking to finish the fight, though, boys.
I mean, he's been able to use the stamina. He's, like, even though he got rocked, he knew he was still comfortable of getting the rock back, so good job for Crooks. I mean, Yuri, what do you see in that first round?
All right, both guys tucked up.
I'm really having a hard time with Crooks' stamina usage here, man. This is something that he's going to have to manage. Good 1-2 combination there. Start wearing down on that block if I were holding the controller for Mr. Crooks here, Frank.
Yeah, but, I mean, honestly, if he does, it looks like Leon Stoles is starting to implement the head move. But maybe you can try to catch him with some of that. But Leon's looking to try to, use the range of Adesanya. But he's trying to get those jabs off, trying to get those leg kicks, and just trying to use the range. But Crooks is doing a good job keeping this fight in close, landing some shots in the phone booth, and then backing out and getting back to range where he's safe. It's a good slip there. He used the minor slip to get out of the way of that body shot and get a good straight off there. Did a lot of damage.
Yeah, and we saw the total strikes on the lower third. It was 52-40 in favor of Crooks. Crooks able to use those leg kicks and the body shots to his advantage. And when he feels like he doesn't have the range, he's just like being very patient. And then once he gets in the phone booth there, you see the jabs, you see the blockades trying to disrupt, trying to get in his opponent's way. But Leon, he's doing a good job trying to use his distance. But when you're in the phone booth, it's not going to work out well for him.
Oh, but a good slip there from Leon. Went for the pull counter. Didn't look like he got as much damage as he should have, but it's one of those things. You just got to keep fighting. He got as much damage as he should have. Oh, goodness. He caught Crooks slipping, got him with the spinning heel kick, and that just kind of changed the tempo of this fight. Now we've got Leon on the front foot looking to get that pressure, and Crooks is fighting back here, Kingsley, but that's gotta be in his mind now.
Yeah, I mean, when you saw it, I mean, the spinning roundhouse just changed up the momentum, and now Leon, I mean, Crooks was having a good avenue of a fight, but now it seems like the tables have turned, and now he needs to watch out for his stamina. The spinning back fist, those are insane moves by Leon, able to adapt to the situation.
Yeah, it looks like Leon is, like Yuri had said earlier, he was patient earlier. Now he's able to do some of the fun stuff, get a little flashy with it, but he's got to be he's got to be careful here because Crooks is still dangerous, Yuri.
Yeah, I feel like Crooks has a little bit too much pride to try and take this fight down to the ground. He's saying, hey, I can figure you out. You're nothing special. But, man, Leon, as he gets another rock, try to go for that uppercut when he's going to the body. Not going to happen because he is rocked. Yeah, man, I'd like to see Crooks probably shoot for a takedown here pretty soon. Leon is doing a very solid job of being a Muay Thai Israel Adesanya, using those spinning elbows, using those nasty knees. I'd like to see him try and catch a knee to take this fight down to the ground, Frank, because he gets rocked again, goes to the body, 2 big hooks. Oh, my goodness, I'm holding my breath.
Oh, my God.
He gets rocked himself going in there. Looked like he got caught going for a body shot. And now both of these guys are hurt. And if we go into round 3, we just got to see who's going to be able to recover more stamina. There's 10 seconds left in round 2. We're going to see if we make it there. A huge head kick lands by Crooks, but it doesn't do much damage because it's gassed and gets the bow there from Adesanya to end the round. What a banger through 2 rounds, fellas. Kingsley, that wheel kick might have changed how we're looking at this fight. What are you thinking, man?
I mean, you saw the replay right there. The spinning roundhouse was able to just knock down his opponent. It seemed like it was going to be Crooks' whole fight, but now Leon says, wait a minute, I'm in this fight too. This is my spotlight to show my stuff. So let's see how this third and final round goes.
Yeah, as these guys start things off, 2 jabs are taking down the block health of Israel. So he's got to be careful of that. Leon's got to be careful with range. Both these guys very patient in the pocket, and he gets caught by a huge right hand there from Whitaker. Crooks is trying to finish, but he used a lot of stamina there, didn't get that finish. He's got to be careful of this, Yuri.
Yeah, he's using a lot of stamina because Leon is doing an elite job at moving his head as he gets the big 1-2 head kick there. What I'd like to see out of Crooks, maybe realize that, hey, this fight's probably 1-1. But that head health is very, very low for Leon, and that block has been worn down as he gets another drop. Crooks is really trying to put on the pressure. Leon utilizing that strong block and that good head movement. Man, this is good stuff here. This is elite level striking, guys.
Yeah, both these guys are really out here looking to put on a show. I mean, they both want to get this win. They both want to get it by knockout. See, I mean, these guys are leaving everything in this octagon. They're both trading, and neither one seems ready to back down, guys. I mean, they're both just looking for that counter. It just seems like that's the shot that he was looking for. He was just waiting for something to be thrown so he can throw that front kick, and now he's on top looking to finish this fight. Kingsley, is he going to do it? Yes.
Oh, he for sure is going to do it. Man, Crooks had it in the bag, but Leon said, this is my fight, and I'm just going to finish it with Izzy. I mean, the front kick, the spinning roundhouse, the home run hits, able to put in work, able to survive the barrage that was the first round to get the victory. Impressive stuff from Leon.
Man, that is good stuff right there. That was, and the thing was the whole time, it looked like Crooks was just saying, hey, I'm going to do my very best to be the best Robert Whittaker I can be. But, man, just like Robert Whittaker in that Israel Adesanya fight in real life, having a little too much pride in himself not to take the fight down to the ground, man. That was good stuff there, being a counter striker that Leon is, Frank.
Yeah, Leon showed the counter-striking chops there. Now, Crooks had a lot of success, but I never for once felt like Leon was out of the fight. He was looking and biding his time, waiting to see it. And, once he found it, I feel like the floodgates really opened whenever he threw that spinning heel kick, and then he was able to get the ball rolling. He threw a really nice front kick there that was able to catch Crooks. That was just a really, really good job there, counter-striking by Leon Stoles. Congratulations to him for a fantastic victory. And basically, if you guys are just joining us, we've just launched our YouTube channel members perks. They're basically like Twitch subscribers, but we've got a few perks. We've got some tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 perks. And some of those will let you fight current ESFL members, former champions, and things like that. So make sure you check out our YouTube channel so you can get a real look at that and, get the in-depth details of that. That's just some great stuff that we've got cooking up for you guys.
Man, that sounds like a lot of fun there, Frank. I love the opportunity to play against some solid ESFL competition. Hey, it makes you better. Kingsley, man, I know me and you aren't so great at this game, so we might have to utilize some of that love there, Bubba.
I mean, absolutely. And also, like, another thing about it is, like, the tier 1 is only $5.99, so, like, very cheap compared to, like, many other channel subscriptions that you, like, possibly even see. So very, like, premium benefits for the ESFL, and especially for the people in our chat. So awesome stuff. Like, as you said, Yuri, like, we need to get a little bit better, but hopefully, with this, we could get a little bit better. Maybe train up in the lab a little bit.
Hey, let's not leave me out of this. I am also garbage at this game. I could use all the help I can get myself.
Nah, you can kick my butt. No, it's easy.
I don't know. People who could kick our butt, though, are the two people in this next fight. We've got Lifted Lee versus Rennie XO. It's like late replacement. What do you have for us on these guys, Kingsley?
I mean, Jiu Jitsu, he is 1-0, ranked number 12 in the ESFL. He has dirty boxing, dangerous subs, and he's a wrestler. So expect him to maybe go with a DC pick in the heavyweight division. But while Rennie, 1-1, 17th ranked in the ESFL, counter striker, very patient, and they have a lot of heart. So I'm actually excited to see how this fight goes out right here, Yuri.
Yeah, when you're going against, you got Rennie, man. I think everybody in chat knows what you got to be careful of, and that's exactly what they are so good at, really working that ground game and working out of that clinch. This is going to be a very, very solid matchup here, Frank.
Yes, but Lifted Lee is no slouch on the ground either. I mean, this is a former who's got very solid ground game himself. And whenever you see the DC pick against John Jones, it shows you that he's not scared of the ground game of Rennie. He feels like he can hang down there with them. So we're going to see just what happens here as Lifted Lee opens things up going to the body, and Rennie does the same in return. Huge knee there from Rennie, but a right hook lands from Cormier. Rennie's looking to use those knees to the body as Lifted Lee is also, both these fighters are looking to start off with a lot of body shots and slow the other one down thus far, fellas.
And we're already seeing a little bit of like good body shots on the way from DC, but Rennie, they just trying to answer back with some body shots of their own. But man, so far so good from DC. Just finding the phone booth, knowing the range is not going to be in their advantage. So Rennie doing a good job just trying to play the range, but as you say that, in the clinch out of it. And so far, it's just been rocky sock and roll to the body as we see a judo throw right here, Yuri.
I mean, this is what Rennie is so good at, really lulling you to sleep, and then boom, right for the net, take you down to my level. Let's grapple a little bit. Let's wrestle, as they would say, you know, Habib, McGregor, y'all get that. Doing a little bit of body work, too, from the top, and that's exactly what they need to do. They need to continue to work down that Daniel Cormier body, and eventually the openings for the submissions will work. It happens in the real UFC. You start moving your head, start working the body, start working the head, and then boom, caught in a submission. Smart there to get up out of the full guard there, Frank.
Yeah, Rennie decided to lift things up. I think that might have just been something to get in the head of lift. Oh, you're a wrestler? I bet I can take you down. And then now they're back on the feet, and Lifted Lee is still just consistently working the body. Huge front kick there from Rennie lands.
And you have to think with like close, you need to get as much damage.
There it is.
The standing guillotine tap. Oh, back into a guillotine. I mean, this could be trouble for Lifted Lee. Lifted Lee might be in a whole lot of trouble right here.
Yeah, you can't let yourself get there with Rennie, but Lifted Lee gets that counter early. So
oh my gosh.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now the guillotiner becomes the guillotinee.
The Von Flute choke. This is that's a tough counter to catch, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like Rennie is very hip to that, and that's a tough counter to catch right there. It's a very, very quick prompt, and that just goes to show that you have really solid, you know, hand-eye coordination to get that counter off. This is inside control now, and I'd like to see Lifted Lee do a little bit of groundwork. Good, fast denial. Rennie had all the grapple advantage in the world, denies the crucifix.
Denial.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, this is smart. You know, I would like to see a get up right here. No reason to get into Rennie's guard, and you do. Frank, this is dangerous.
Yeah, Lifted Lee makes it into a good situation by getting into the mount. That's just a little bit less dangerous, but anytime you've got Rennie on their back, that's not where you want to be. That's just always a dangerous position. But Lifted Lee does a good job to get up and is landing some good ground and pound here, wearing that block down, fellas. Wearing it down quickly as we've got 10 seconds left here in round one. Lifted Lee gets another denial, and Rennie gets a denial as DC tries to get up. Good first round, very solid through 5. What are you seeing? Who do you have through 5, Yuri?
Through 5, I got to give the fight so far to Rennie. They've done an excellent job of having top control, going for those submissions. So let's see if they can continue up with this, Frank.
Yeah, so both fighters touch gloves again, start round 2. Good sequence there from Lifted Lee. Couple of hooks, leg kicks landing there. Gets a nice teep in. And Lifted Lee is just teeing off a strike, but eats a huge spinning side kick for their troubles. Rennie hit him with the
what a way to
sweet chin
answer back. Yeah, as you said, hit the Shawn Michaels music. But Lifted Lee, I think in the later part of that first round, was able to get some momentum back on their side. And then with that spinning roundhouse from Rennie, I mean, that has to deflate you a little bit into the back. Not almost as I just in the back, but man.
So dangerous.
This
Lifted
is
Lee
bad. This is really bad news here. You go to that double leg bail, get the fight to the cage. It's never a good idea.
I guess Lee chose the lesser of two evils to just allow the back drag as opposed to getting in that backpack situation. But now you've got Rennie on top of you on the mount. Good job by Lifted Lee there to get into the half guard. But I mean, you still got Rennie on top, able to do damage here with John Jones. That ground control is crazy, and the ground and pound is also dangerous. But Lifted Lee does a good job to get that up sweep. A lot of fighters fall asleep on that, but Rennie's immediately going for the Kimura. They're not wasting a moment. I mean, as soon as they got into the guard, they went for the Kimura, but they see that they're not going to get it, so they let it go.
I'm not surprised about that submission attempt. I mean, we saw Rennie in the first round get some great denials there. I mean, it's been a denial battle when it comes to the ground game. And you have to think, you have to be really on your P's and Q's with transitions. But right now, the posture up, this is where DC probably has the advantage. Needs to attack the body, needs to attack the face, and also just be a little bit patient when it comes to these strikes, because whenever it goes to a transition now, that might be a submission opportunity, but then we see the reversal right there.
Yeah, an excellent reversal to get the sweep. Both these fighters are showing that they're so well versed on the ground. Right now, Rennie seems to have the advantage, but that could change at any moment is what I was going to say, as DC shows me that with the sweep there. Goes for the arm triangle fake, goes into the side control, now looking to get some damage off here, maybe in a little bit more of a dominant position, but Rennie's able to get to the sprawl. That's a quick get up to the cage, so Lifted Lee just avoids all of that, gets back to the feet, and tries to reset this thing on the feet here.
Yeah, I hope Lifted Lee realizes that he's probably down in this fight, and that rock early on with that spinning side kick, that nasty spinning side kick, I really like to see him try and take this fight back out of Rennie's hands. As you see a beautiful John Jones elbow. How many times have we seen that? I mean, that just does an immense amount of damage. Working the body a little bit, exactly what you have to do to beat a DC, and start whittling down that stamina, and eventually you're going to be able to get yourself in a submission attempt. Takes it down into back sitting. 10 seconds left. Not a whole lot you could really do. Probably just going to sit here, ride it out, get those few strikes in. Smart here to get back into backside, not really letting John Jones do anything here. Gets it into full guard, and that'll take it to the end of the second round. Kingsley, how are you scoring this fight? This is close.
I mean, it might be a little controversial as that vicious spinning roundhouse kick on the replay looks so amazing. I think it could possibly be 1-1 going to the third. I think the first round is a little bit closer than what we think it possibly is. But that second round was all Rennie. They were just so good and dominant when it came to the top game and with the striking. So it'll be really interesting going this final round.
I'm right there with you, Kingsley. I think this fight's one apiece, but that first round is very muddy. You can score either way. But the second round, like you said, definitely already they were able to implement the grappling just a little bit better in that round, and relentless with the submission attempts. But every fight starts on the feet, and that's where these two are. Rennie again going for that spinning back kick, missed it.
Wait.
DC just missed the timing on that head kick, because that would have been cataclysmic had it landed, but it didn't. So now we're just, trying to find our range here in the pocket. Lifted Lee gets a good teep there. Both fighters trying to trade leg kicks. Neither one wants to make a mistake here. They're both being very methodical, but Rennie catches a nice uppercut into a lead hook and gets that knockdown, and that's got to be, a step farther in this fight. I think they're getting the lead here, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, for Rennie, that's a sign of relief. You're able to get the knockdown. You know you have the round on lock. You just need to just stay in your rhythm. But for Lifted Lee, you have to think this is panic mode, because you don't know how those last two rounds are going to go. You know the second round is definitely in Rennie's favor. But that first round, that could be the decision of who wins it. But you need to just go now. With 3 minutes, you have plenty of time, but you need to be on the attack.
Yeah, you definitely got to be on the attack here. Lifted Lee, like you said, has plenty of time to capitalize and make this fight his and make this round his. But right now, Rennie's doing a good job of maintaining distance and just landing shots, staying busy, just doing everything that they need to do to keep the advantage in this fight thus far here. But a good body slip there.
One thing I'm seeing out of Lifted Lee that I really hope he just abandoned the body work. The fight is so close to ending. You only have 2 minutes left, really 1 minute left in UFC 4 standards. Abandon the body teeps and really just get in and dirty box with Daniel Cormier. That is what Daniel Cormier does so well. We've seen him knock out the likes of Stipe Miocic with that, and there it is. Finally, ripping off some combinations. That's what you have to do at the end of this fight. And Rennie's starting to pick up on that, going right for the clinch. I mean, this is just good stuff here, but I'd like to see Lifted Lee to really try and mix it up. Maybe go for a clinch himself and, maybe sneak off a rock.
Yeah, it looks like Lifted Lee is doing exactly that. He must have heard you. He's trying to push the... and he went for a takedown, but didn't quite get it. Rennie was able to deny that, but now that's something else that, they're going to be aware of. I mean, Rennie is such a technical and smart fighter. They're able to pick up on things like that and really nullify them and just pull axe kicks out of nowhere. Goodness. I mean, right now, they're definitely ahead in this fight, in my opinion, and it just looks like Lifted Lee is trying to find that shot. He's got 30 seconds to do it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to. The reach disadvantage might be just too much here.
Yeah, and this is getting a little bit out of hand. Still a little bit of time to maybe steal a rock away. She's doing a very solid job of just avoiding that. Going for that late takedown, hoping to score some points with the judges. The question is, I mean, how good are these judges in UFC 4? You never really know. Good judo toss. I got to imagine we're going to see Rennie taking this one, guys.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see the scorecards, but I doubt we will. But I personally think that, yeah, we're going to see Rennie take this one. I feel like they did enough with the takedowns, able to initiate the grappling exchanges and just really, have their way down there on the ground, going for the submission attempts.
The judges scored the contest 30-27, 9-28.
327, yeah.
29-28. Declared the winner by unanimous decision, John.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 30-27 and 229-28 sounds about like what we expected, fellas. About what we had up here in the booth. We'll see if they give us a look at the fight stats. I'd be so gracious if they did. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. This fight was very close, especially when you look at the significant strikes, but it looks like Rennie had just a little bit more control time. I was going to ask if we can get the round by round. This fight was razor close, guys. Wow. I mean, every round 2 is the one that we said was all Rennie, and that's the only one that really seemed clear. I mean, round 3, Lifted Lee outstruck Rennie, but that knockdown definitely stole it for them, excuse me. And that's a very, very close fight, fellas. After that one, I mean, how are you feeling if you're Lifted Lee? Because you put on a great performance. Definitely, like I said, that was a back and forth, razor thin affair. What are you thinking after that fight? If you're both competitors, Kingsley, what are you thinking? Go back to the drawing board or what?
Well, I would say for Lifted Lee, you kind of had the short stick because you definitely 2 judges gave you the first round, right? But then when it came to the 3rd round, you like what Yuri was trying to say, try to like be up close, maybe dirty box. But the main issue was that when they got hit with an uppercut, that kind of just destroyed the whole game plan. So you have to deal with the reach, you have to deal with the range, all that stuff. It was just unfortunate that they got hit with a knockdown, and that kind of sealed the deal because it was like 40-30 in the 3rd round. But if you're Rennie, you had the perfect game plan. I mean, first round, one judge had it completely 3-0, but like you won the last 2 rounds and you played perfectly where you didn't put yourself in danger.
Yeah, and another thing too, I just got to get in real quick. Lifted Lee really putting himself out there. This was a late replacement, ESFL debut, and with someone like Rennie, they're finishers. They finish, they do their job to get the job done. And for Lifted Lee not to get finished by Rennie, I think his stock honestly rises having to step in on late notice like that. But Frank, Kingsley, this is it, man. We only got 3 fights left on this card. Oh my gosh, and they are 3 absolute bangers. The Twitch chat, the YouTube chat. I want to see everybody showing some hype. If you've got the emotes, use the emotes. I want to see it, a wall of nothing but emotes. Your favorite camp, your favorite team. Show me what you got, guys, because it's about to get very, very, very interesting. Frank, man, what are you feeling about this next matchup here? Elite King, I Punch Santa. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, like you said, we're getting into the very heavy, the heavy part of the card. We're at the bottom of it, and yeah, we got 3 fights left, and they're all gonna be bangers. We've got I Punch Santa taking on Elite King. Elite King is always calm and collected, has great head movement, and is always pressing forward. And we're gonna see what happens whenever he fights I Punch Santa, who's a striker, who's always ready to make reads on his opponents and always ready to brawl. So we've got TJ Dillashaw versus Piotr Jan. We're gonna see if a brawl is exactly what we get. That's what I'm expecting. What are you expecting here, Kingsley?
I mean, I'm expecting 2 fighters really hungry to get a win. I mean, I Punch Santa, if he gets a win right here, he's going to be 2-0, and then he'll be in the conversation for maybe another title eliminator in the PS4 side. Well, Elite King, 1-3. You have to think 2-3, just try to get back, climb back up to the mountain to be 500. So it'll be a really interesting matchup. They're both really hungry for a win.
Let's see just who gets it here. Both these fighters show respect, touch gloves, and underway. We've got Jan immediately walking forward with these jabs, keeping that jab, just peppering it. Keeping the jab in the face of Dillashaw, throwing a lot of shots, but I Punch Santa is just trying to stay collected. Gets a nice 3-piece rattled off there, does a lot of damage, but a huge front kick from Jan there. These fighters are just immediately standing on a napkin, getting in there and getting busy here, Yuri.
Yeah, I Punch Santa is an absolute savage. Who would punch the Santa, delivering presents on Christmas every year, doing a very solid job of working the lower extremities of Elite King. That's something I have to see more out of. If you want to take Peter Jan's game plan out of it, take some of that power down, take some of that speed and that beautiful movement. Piotr Jan is an absolute killer, of course, doing a good job of really trying to make this ugly, because if this is going to be flashy, it really works in the favor of TJ Dillashaw, who is just an elite kickboxer.
Yeah, but like you said, Elite King is doing a good job of making it. Also, to answer your question, Johnny Bravo is the only other person I can think of who's ever punched Santa. But right now, Elite King is getting, he's mixing it up in the pocket here. I punched Santa, tried to fire back with the crane kick, wasn't quite able to get it. A huge overhand lands there from Elite King. And these fighters are just going back and forth right here, Kingsley. They getting to know who. They're not worried about any of that.
I mean, think of a chess match. Think of the Queen's Gambit. This is basically mind chess with these combinations, and now we're seeing leg kicks just being landed from TJ Dillashaw. He's using the question mark kicks, the leg kicks, as we see a takedown right there. Lee King, he just wants to go in there, land some combinations, but oh, that could be detrimental. We know the rear naked choke is very powerful in this game.
Yeah, but it looks like Dillashaw is just going to use that to parlay into top mount, but good job by Jan to get back into the half guard and just keep himself safe. Just staying on top right now as Dillashaw gets into the posture up, looking to do some damage here, get some shots off, but Elite King is looking to post, and you got to wonder if he's going to be able to catch one of those hooks if Dillashaw keeps throwing those recklessly.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing out of Elite King, he's doing a very solid job of disguising his fakes as he sweeps, and that's exactly what I was saying. He's doing a good job at disguising those fakes. So many people go for those undeniable transitions, but he's really kind of filling the bar up a little bit, so you kind of lose your timing if you're going against consistent people who just use those undeniable transitions, as we're seeing. And there it is right back. Both of these fighters showing that they're incredibly well-versed on the feet and on the ground.
Yeah, both these fighters are really showing, I mean, high-level skills, and they're showing that they're very evenly matched so far through this first round. Both guys are landing some damage. Both guys are taking some, oh, wow, but Dillashaw gets off to a great lead right there, gets the knockdown with the spinning back fist, and is landing some huge shots right now. Great way to put a stamp on round one. It's not too late for Elite King to make something else happen, though, and possibly scale this round back. You never know what's going to happen in fighting, boys. It only takes one. But, I mean, what a round right there from both fighters. I Punch Santa was able to get, you know, his lead foot out front and get that knockdown there in the first round. What adjustments are you looking to see in round two, Kingsley? This is a lot.
I mean, if you're TJ Dillashaw, you just be like a Beyblade and let it rip. Use that spinning back fist. I mean, if you're going to fight in a phone move, that's going to be one of your best moves to use along with that knee. While if you're Elite King, you kind of want to just take your time. You still have 2 rounds to play with. You don't have to get a little bit crazy, but again, you need to stay out of the range of the spinning back fist. It seems like that's been the move to just change the pace a little bit. And maybe you try to like get closer with those overhands. You try to go for the home run hits, but you need to be closer. Fight in this phone move and be real smart about your combinations like you did in the first round.
Yeah, because Dillashaw seems more than willing. He says we are throwing stuff now. I mean, he's willing to let it all fly. 62-36 is the total strikes?
Yep.
In whose favor? Dillashaw's?
I Punch Santa, yeah, in the red.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it, because Jan is throwing a lot, but he's hitting that block, which, you know, chips down the block, but at this point in the fight, not much else, Yuri. So he's got to be more judicious with what he's throwing. He's taking a lot of damage to his own block as well, Yuri.
Yeah, and one thing I'm seeing, Elite King's stamina is not looking good, man. This is going to be a very difficult fight for him to come back on as he gets rocked because of the low stamina, really letting go of those round strikes, and you can't move your head so much after the recent patch when you get rocked. Smart. Go for the grappling. You've got the advantage there. Petr Yan really letting go of some nice ripping hooks. I'd like to see Petr Yan become more of a killer, have that savage mindset. Hey, beautiful slip hook. And as I say that, goes in for another slip hook. Yeah, man, this is going to be a tough one for Elite King, but hey, he's in the ESFL. His name's Elite, for God's sakes.
I mean, I was going to say it's not the best indicator, but we're not going to. He's just getting rocked right now. He's got to be careful. He gets a good body.
Oh, the body!
Santa now. And now this fight has some new wheels. I mean, we got something else to talk about now. I mean, things are looking up for Jan. This is back and forth, and now the pendulum is swinging in Elite King's favor, but is he going to keep it there? I Punch Santa's just looking like he's stalking his prey. He chops that leg, and now he's looking to get the other one. I mean, I Punch Santa's just walking forward. He's looking for that finish, looking for those shots. He's trying to see an opening here. And is Elite King going to give it to him here, Kingsley?
I mean, like X Mux is smart, and X is going to give it to you. I mean, the perfect leg kick to disrupt the Elite King leg to make him switch stances. And then you have to think I mean, one mistake could cause one of these guys to fight. The head is blinking on both competitors. 40 seconds to go. Santa seems like he has control of the center octagon, but again, those slips from Elite King to get the hooks may be his move. Now it's just all about who's going to make that mistake. As you see, both guys trying to feint and not able to land because they're scared of that one mistake right there, Yuri. Oops, Beyblade.
I mean, yeah, this is exactly it. He's just really doing a good job. He might even get the fight done. There might be a flash. No,
1 second.
Saved by the bell once again. Wow. You know, the thing is right here, Elite King, this is it for you, brother. You're trying your best. The big stage that you're on, go out there and get the fight done. Man, this is going to be a very exciting finish to such an exciting fight as both fighters touch him up. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, right now, if you're Elite King, it's time to bite down on the mouthpiece. Just go try and knock him out. You're already losing the fight on the cards. I mean, go out in a blaze of glory at least. You might find it. But if you're Santa, just keep chipping away, man. He doesn't have much going on. You're throwing jabs, and that block is blinking. So just be patient here. Just keep throwing your strikes, and you're going to find that finish if you keep things up. But a good clinch there, but Santa is able to get that rock himself out of the clinch. He just kept throwing and was able to get it. He goes for the grappling there, but Santa does a great job of getting back to the feet. He doesn't let Jan get this fight to the ground, and now, I mean, this is a bad situation for Elite King. That block health is so low, that head health is even lower, and Santa is still walking forward. So what do you do here right now, Yuri? I mean, he just got rocked again. Fall over. That's what you do. This fight's done, I think. Elite King is really on top of him right now. He's on his head like a helmet. He's trying to get this finished, but is he going to be able to? Elite King's able to get into the back sitting. Now this is interesting.
Wait a minute.
I just hear the oh no's in both ears, but he's able to deny the RNC. Is he? Man, Elite King is still, I mean, in the driver's seat right now. He got the denial, went for it again, but Santa knows what's coming, and he doesn't want to let it happen. He gets into the backside mount, keeping Jan from doing much. He stands up, and he's got to be careful of the backpack or the back drag. Which one is he going to go with? He just drags this fight back to the ground, and now Santa is able to get back into his guard, but Jan's able to slip and cut that guard and get into the half guard as he gets right back into it and right back out of it. I mean, he's just getting through that guard almost at will. Dillashaw gets a good denial there. And a great job getting that upsweep to get himself into the full mount Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of where Elite King, he probably needs to be. I mean, he's still going to have plenty of time to get a submission off. He probably needs like maybe 45 seconds, so he's still in the range to get maybe a rear naked choke. But Santa, he needs to be really careful. He's doing an amazing job denying these rear naked choke attempts, and the stamina is just so low for Elite King that he probably does have a lot of moves left.
Yeah, but he did a good job of evening things up a little bit there with Santa. He was bringing Santa's stamina down, just kind of trying to sap him a little bit himself, but seems like it might be a little bit too little too late, but he almost gets the back mount. Santa's able to get that into the half guard, and yeah, I think that might be it for Elite King unless he's able to get a posture up and do a lot of damage. He goes for it, but gets denied there. Santa was doing a fantastic job with those denials. Now he's back on the feet, and he can honestly just hang out. Gets a huge rock, gets a knockdown. This fight's done, boys.
There it is.
Wow.
Eager to get out of there.
The stream? Tap out? No?
But regardless, we know who won that fight. It was the man who punched Santa, and I want to see the rematch. Not the rematch, excuse me. I want to see Santa go on to fight Johnny Bravo. I got to take that match up. But based on what I just saw, Johnny might be in trouble because Santa looked very crisp with the stand-up right there. Just able to find those shots, do a good job managing that stamina and doing a lot of damage and not taking as much himself. So great job. Hats off there. Santa hats off there to Santa. And I believe we might be ready to move on to our next fight, guys. And our next fight is going to be Papadoc versus Yorda. Yuri, I'm excited for this one. Tell us a little bit about these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be excited when you see these two big names meeting up and really going to throw down. You know what Papadoc does, right? You know what he does. He's going to take you down, and he's going to hold you there. But the thing is Papadoc is very underrated in the stand-up game, and he's been known to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw down today, brother. I got no problem with it. I'd like to see, you know, Papadoc do a better job of really keeping the fight on the feet, man. Make this fun, make this interesting. And of course, Yorda, he's a great head movement, and he's a really solid pressure fighter. When you see both of these names and you get an ESFL matchup like this, I mean, this is for free. All we ask you to do, hit the follow button and ring that notification bell, or as my good friend Ed Parker says, head kick that notification bell, bro. That's all we're asking you to do. We'd really appreciate it, man. You're going to see two fights right here that we could charge you for and not feel a lick bad about it, as we're seeing Papadoc locks in Max Holloway. Oh my gosh, we're going to get a striking Papadoc. Kingsley, how do you feel about this matchup, brother?
I mean, it's a co-main event for a reason. I mean, the records are decipherable. This is a top 10 matchup. Yorda, ranked number 7, Papadoc, ranked number 6. This is going to decide who might be going up to the top 5 right here. I mean, the records are deceitful. Papadoc 2-2, Yorda 2-1. Let's see how it goes down the co-main.
Yeah, we're going to see what these guys have got. Like you said, Yuri, this is a fight that's so good we could charge you. In fact, if you want to donate, go ahead and hit my own personal Twitch for that. But that's another thing. These guys are getting busy in the pocket right now. And we've got Papadoc, like you said, putting on a striking exhibition thus far, looking to, you know, use the range and the distance of Max Holloway. But Yorda's trying to put on some pressure and be in the face of Papadoc. Big spinning back kick there. That always does a huge chunk of the body hill. And Yorda's got to be careful of those, especially if he's going to keep walking straight forward here.
Yeah, and you have to think, like, Volkanovski, he's not going to have a reach advantage, so you need to fight in a phone booth when it comes to Max Holloway. And another thing you need to watch out is just for the takedowns. We know Papadoc is a good grappler, but Papadoc doing some nice spinning kicks to the body is just working really well. So giving him another thing to think about as Yorda is taking the out, but needs to watch out for that head held, that head kick, along with the clinches, just being thrown like so many equations to like solve against Papadoc. It's gonna be really tricky how he adapts to this situation.
Yeah, Papadoc is always gonna bring so much to the table and give you so much to think about. You know, with great grapplers. Oh my goodness!
Wait a minute.
I don't even know what I was saying, man. Head flying knees, huge, big shots. Volkanovski hurt. These guys. Papadoc just makes me lose the English language sometimes, man. This guy is just fantastic every way this fight goes. I think I was saying something along the lines of he gives you a lot to think about. With great wrestlers, that always, you know, the threat of wrestling opens up striking, and that's what we're seeing, I think, you know, with Papadoc. You can never, ever rest on your laurels, even when he's using Max Holloway. He can grapple your will. As we see there, he goes into the clinch, tries to land some nice shots there. He's making Yorda use a lot of this stamina, and he's hitting him in the body after. So that's an interesting thing to watch going forward. Gets a huge rock there as he's just picking his shots. He's doing a lot of damage to Yorda right now. That head health is looking bad. Yorda's got to get out of there. He's covering up, just trying to survive right now, Yuri.
Yeah, Yorda has to get out of the stance that he's in too. Volkanovski has no power when he switches stance, but Yorda, any other fighter, you think, hey, they're out of it. They got no chance. Yorda is a veteran for the reason that he is. You can get the fight done even when his back is against the wall. I'd like to see Yorda maybe go for a shot here, get this fight, get out of the round. You're not winning this back. You don't want Papadoc to be moving downhill for the rest of this round. It's a beautiful spinning elbow. The helicopter, Max Holloway. Yorda is in big trouble here.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, you're telling him that you don't want to see him standing there and trading, and spinning elbow comes out of nowhere. Sometimes, I mean, spinning the elbow finds you. It is inevitable. We've got Papadoc really putting on the pressure right now, man. He's doing a really good job of just managing the distance and getting a lot of huge shots off. He's keeping that block health low. It seems like every time you look up in the corner of Yorda, that block is blinking. He's landing some good damage with those body kicks. He missed that one, but so far, I mean, it's one-way traffic for Papadoc. We're going to see if Yorda is able to make some adjustments in round 2 here, Kingsley.
I mean, if that wasn't Max Holloway, that was Darkseid. I mean, he was just so menacingly in that first round. I mean, we saw, what, a head kick for a rock and then a spinning back elbow for a rock. I mean, Yorda needs to find some answers quickly and maybe go for a takedown like as soon as possible, because when you're back into the cage, now you're in Papadoc's world, and he's using a strike. Oh, but a big mistake. Oh, my God.
Huge left hook there from Yorda. Able to catch him at the right time. Yorda is firing back, getting some good shots in there from the clinch. Gets a big knee, and Yorda's looking to fire back. He's wanting to get this fight. I mean, he wants to win this, man. wow. What else can you say? Yuri, take it away, please.
Yeah, well, basically what I saw early on in this second round, Yorda had a big long-term block health disadvantage. And that big flurry right there really put him in just about even. So here it is, another beautiful rock. Papadoc leads into an uppercut. Yorda, saved by the upkick. Man, Yorda's doing a very solid job of turning this fight back around, and it all spans from that beautiful, beautiful work to that long-term block health. And we're seeing Yorda really trying to push forward, using that Volkanovski power, that Australia, getting the job done here. Another uppercut,
oh my
Yorda.
God.
And he is landing some huge shots here in the second round. He is.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was about to say, literally about to say, taking this fight all the way back, and then Doc says, "No, I'm still here. Don't worry." I mean, these guys are really just putting it. I mean, they're bringing everything to the table right now, guys. I'm loving seeing this. A huge left hook capitalizes on a miss by Papadoc. He went for that huge back kick and got the whip.
That block ace is low.
Yeah, this might be it for Papadoc. Yorda's trying to finish. Papadoc's able to pull him down, and now Yorda's got to be a little bit careful because you've got Papadoc there. He's still, I mean, you're on the ground with Papadoc. It doesn't matter if you're on top. You're on the ground with Papadoc. That's not a great place to be. And this is why, because he can do things like this. And now he's in a great position. He's got the backside of Yorda, and now he's just trying to wait and just see if Yorda makes a mistake here, Kingsley.
Just bunch of chaos, just all chaos, that whole sequence on the stand-up. I mean, we saw knockdowns. We thought Papadoc had in the bag, but then wait a minute, Yorda had, I mean, the head kicks were not in range, and then Yorda rightfully punished Papadoc for just going for so many head kicks, and now it seems like he's in his world right now. But with 1 minute, all he needs to do is just possibly survive, and maybe he got this round. But there was a lot of chaos happening in that whole second round, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in the fight stats.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on right now. And how are you scoring this fight, this round? Tell me, what's on your mind, Yuri? I haven't talked to you in a minute. What's happening? What are you thinking?
Well, what's on my mind right now is Papadoc's on the ground and Yorda is underneath him. It's a very dangerous position, obviously. There's not a lot of time left, but I've seen Papadoc do crazier stuff in a smaller amount of time. Hopefully Yorda just holds tight here, denies the posture up that's inevitably coming, and just take it into this third round where it's going to be 9-9 in my humble opinion. Yorda doing exactly what I said he could do. Take this fight and turn it right back around, man. That is really beautiful stuff, especially when you're going against a Papadoc Max Holloway. Goodness gracious, Frank.
Yeah, now, I mean, this fight is on the table. It's just right there in the middle. We'll take it. This is a scrap, and I'm just ready to see who comes out on top of it, man, because, I mean, they're getting to it. I'm loving it. Excuse me, sorry, my brain's a little scrambled. Violence does that to me. It has that effect on me. A big takedown there for Papadoc, but a good defense by Yorda. Go ahead, Kingsley. Sorry.
Oh, it's totally fine. I mean, you're lost for words. I think everyone's lost for words after that second round. I mean, you don't know what to expect in this third round. I mean, does Max Holloway go for another head kick, maybe a spinning back elbow? I mean, that's been his best moves throughout this fight. But now with a straight jab on the face, I mean, tough. Very tough for Yorda to come back. I mean, he needs to find a way to slip out of these.
Yeah, I mean, but that said, even whenever he has been finding a way to fire back and get his own. Killed it. Better than I could say it. And now, who's gonna win this fight? Every time seems like somebody's going and getting an advantage. The other one hits him, and then now we're just. This is so back and forth. He goes for that huge head knee, but Papadoc's able to block it, but he's rocked. He gets a huge.
This is madness.
He's trying to finish. That's it. He gets
That's
it.
Wow. There it is. Yorda, as they say, back from the dead, getting completely handled in the first round, turns the fight back to its head, gets the job done against an elite Papadoc using Volkanovski. He had every disadvantage in the world. Yorda finds a way. Drake and Josh, goodness gracious. That is as good as it gets. A comeback worthy of $100,000 if Dana White was here watching. Goodness, Kingsley.
I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kingsley.
I was going to say, I mean, you said it as best as anyone could say it, Yuri. I mean, Max Holloway, Papadoc, he had the fight in the first round. He was able to get knockdowns, but then the head kicks and the spinning back elbows, I mean, they just whiffed. And then the perfect punishes from Yorda, the adaptability was on point. He was batting 1,000 when it came to the punishment. So
I'm sorry. Do my eyes deceive me, or does that say 7 knockdowns on the fight stats, Kingsley?
7?
It looked like Yorda knocked Papadoc down 7.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse
man.
me, 7?
I felt like I was watching a T800 fight. Both guys kept dying and then standing back up like it was nothing. It looks a lot more one-sided, especially when you factor in those 7 knockdowns, but that was just a back and forth scrap affair. That was fantastic. But we've got just a little bit more coming your way. If you can hang just 1 second while we do this quick ad break and then intermission, we'll be right back. And we are back. We are live, and we are ready for a lot of great fight. We've got a great fight coming up.
We as Frank was saying, we have an amazing co-main event for you guys. It is about that time. Someone's has to go. It's going to be HostNinja, the number 5 ranked fighter, 2-0, going against WordLife, who is also 2-0. It's a battle of the undefeated. It's in Yuri. When you take a look at the scouting report, it looks like an amazing fight for the main event for 5 rounds.
I know you can't see me right now, but I'm shadow boxing, right? Oh my gosh, this is going to be a banger of a main event. Again, guys, pay-per-view worthy stuff you're getting for free because we have a HostNinja, the winner of the ESFL Grand Prix. He's confident ever. Hey, he's HostNinja. He's got no problem. Member of the MOB camp. Then you have WordLife, the number 4 ranked fighter in the ESFL. He's not afraid to throw brawls, man. He's going. He's throwing those soup bowls, taking the fight down to the ground if he needs to. You're going to be shaking in your boots with his Israel Adesanya level feints. This is going to be main event worthy right here, if I don't say so myself, Frank.
Oh man, it's going to be an excellent main event. And I'm ready for the hype to give way to the action. And there it goes. We are on the way. We've got Ferguson being represented by HostNinja. We've got Burns being used by WordLife. And 5 rounds. Let's get it, man. We're ready to get to it. We've got Herb Dean as the 3rd man in the octagon. It's just, man, let's see what these guys have got in store for us.
No early stoppages. That's all we need.
Yeah, don't worry. You won't get them here. Both fighters just measuring each other. Teeps early from HostNinja. Right, and just HostNinja's just looking for he gets that clinch early. Guys just looking for their range, but HostNinja gets a few good shots off there in the clinch with the dirty boxing, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good. You're kind of trying to fill each other out, see what your opponent's gonna try to attack, try to go to the body, maybe use some leg kicks. It seems like they're gonna fight most of the phone booth. You see the little bit of a wiggle going in and out of this phone booth, and it's looking like they're trying to find a reach and then execute their strike. So far so good for both competitors. Just taking a slow time. They know it's a 5-round fight rather than a 3-round fight.
Yeah, Yeah, both of them know that they don't want to gas themselves too early. WordLife tries to get this, unable to do so. HostNinja tries to as well. And both these guys they brought their takedown defense with them. They knew fighting Ferguson and Burns, you're going to need to be ready to defend those takedowns. Both guys so far through 2 minutes are ready to do so. Burns gets a good leg kick in there. Ferguson went for an overhand, didn't get it. Went for the double leg bail there. Gets a good clinch from Burns, throwing some nice shots, nice knees, getting some block damage in.
Yeah, another thing I'm seeing too, I'm seeing HostNinja being a very difficult puzzle to understand and figure out. And that's one thing that you're going to have to do if you're Gilbert Burns here. You know, if you're WordLife, you got to figure out exactly how to beat this Tony Ferguson. One thing that would have me shaking in my boots is the fact that he's fighting out of southpaw. So Tony Ferguson's low leg health really isn't going to come into play until third round, even if you work those things down to a nub, Frank.
Yeah, and for a second, it seemed like that was what WordLife was great. And I was going to mention something about that as well. Stances like that, you got to break those legs down. You got to make them stick in one. And I mean, one thing about Tony Ferguson is he's so great out of both stances. You have to do some kind of leg damage to stop that. Gave him the little juke there with the animation getting up. Nice knee there. Couldn't quite get the elbow behind.
Well, I was going to say, another thing that we need to take over, well, just a view, is the Gilbert Burns leg kicks. I mean, they're landing pretty nicely, and you have to think that has to be a story in this whole fight, because that leg health is going to deplete a lot. But a good check, as soon as to say that, commentators curse. So far, so good for just attacking the body and change up the levels.
Yeah, that's how you handle those leg kicks. You check one or two of them, and then all of a sudden you don't want to throw those nasty leg kicks anymore. And Gilbert Burns has nasty leg kicks. That's one thing that will completely change the complexion of the fight, because that's one thing WordLife is doing so well. He's doing a good job working down that leg. Another thing, too, is we're seeing the nasty spinning elbows turning into a helicopter, HostNinja. Oh, so you're a helicopter now, he says. Getting it into the single collar tie, taking it out of the first round. Good stuff there. I got to say, that's 10-9 HostNinja.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you there, Yuri. It just felt like he was the more active, busier fighter, but also didn't do, enough to gas himself out. I feel like he did very good management of the stamina there with Ferguson. I say as he starts the round off, just throwing flying kicks and spinning stuff. But go ahead, Kingsley.
Well, I was going to say, WordLife, I think this is where he, turns it up a little bit, because there was, little sparks where I saw him slip away from the punches a little bit, able to just avoid the reach of Tony Ferguson, let him use all that stamina. As you see, almost a takedown right here. Good denial and just attacking the body, but I think WordLife, you can't count him out just yet. I mean, he's looking really good. Maybe he'll take this second round and try to add the pressure. As you see, 46-28, total strikes on it in favor of WordLife.
We'll see how the second round plays out for him. But so far, it looks like HostNinja is just trying to establish the game plan, just staying right in his face, and just giving him a lot to think about as far as the strikes coming at him is concerned. He's hitting him with a lot of 1-2s, but he's also mixing in leg kicks and throwing some elbows and he's just throwing a lot of different strikes, giving him a lot of different looks. He's starting his combos with hooks. He's starting combos with straight shots, with knees, elbows. He's just trying to throw a lot of everything right now. And we're going to see what WordLife throws at him to adjust for that.
HostNinja is a puzzle, as I said earlier on. There's times whenever he's a orthodox style boxer and he's just throwing 1-2s and hooks and uppercuts. There's other times he's throwing flying knees and cranking elbows at you. Muay Thai-esque single collar, gets the judo toss into side saddle. I don't care who you are. You could be Gilbert Burns. You could be Ryan Hall. You are scared when Tony Ferguson is on top of you.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when he's in the side saddle and has, room to go for some of those submissions. He's got to be careful though, because Gilbert Burns has a Darce from the bottom side control. So if he was to get too hasty, that could be something that could have trapped him. But did a good job there to stand up and just get back on the feet, reset things, and keep throwing these elbows that are having a lot of success. Breaking that block down to Gilbert Burns so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's bringing down, he's keeping on the pressure as we've been seeing, but a nice body shot from WordLife. WordLife able to get some slips off. I mean, he's kind of on the back burner, but he's playing a little bit, a nice check kick. But so far, WordLife, I think he just needs to keep going with his game plan. Just don't get hit this much. Oh, but as soon as he said that flying knee, insane.
Yeah, and now he's looking to finish this fight. He was trying to catch him. He was trying to catch him ducking with the uppercut, wasn't quite able to do so. Now he's throwing the spinning back fist rather. He's just trying to find where the opening is going to be, but WordLife is doing a good job firing back, just trying to keep him off of him, just to, clear those cobwebs, get a little bit of that head health back, and try to survive to this next round without taking too much more damage.
Yeah, and the thing is I've been in WordLife shoes, right? When you're going against these ESFL championship caliber fighters.
Oh, wait.
Man,
okay,
that is bad. There it is. There it is.
Oh, what a huge knee catches the body rock right in time.
Wow.
And that's the end of round two.
Oh,
yeah, it's definitely. I hope everybody's strapped in. We're on another roller. We've had some excellent day, guys. I mean, the main event is carrying that torch very well.
Very true. Very true.
I mean, that whole sequence, we saw WordLife. He was able to get the rock, he was able to get the slip and destroy some of that stamina, but then just lose all the momentum as we're in this third round. We're seeing, again, the pressure so just devastating from HostNinja.
Yeah, absolutely devastating. That's a perfect word for it. But Burns is doing a good job of using the head movement from getting knocked out, but even whenever he's going for the takedown, HostNinja knows what's coming, gets a huge knee there, man, and I think he would have a lot of success if he went for that 6-12 elbow. I just feel like he would be able to catch Burns either going for a body shot or a takedown. I just feel like he'd be able to finish the fight if he was to throw that. But we'll see what happens. I'm not trying to give insider information, but these guys are really just insider trade. These guys are really just in the pocket mixing up though. HostNinja catches the huge uppercut, and that's a great takedown there from WordLife. Waits on that stamina to bottom out and gets that spear takedown. Now he's on top. He can do some damage. He can, get himself into an advantageous position here going forward. There's still 3 rounds. If he wins these, last 3, that's a victory. So this is a great job to start the round here for WordLife, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to tell me who had the lower block gauge or just who's in deeper trouble, I would probably say HostNinja. By the way, these big moments have been happening. HostNinja able to get some strikes in, but again, the WordLife strikes have been nice. He's been able to slip. You wouldn't even know if he had very low block gauge. So he's been doing well, even though he's fighting a Tony Ferguson who's very game and just putting on the pressure right here.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job emulating Ferguson style. Just continue to walk forward, landing some big shots, and that just might be a fantastic pressure performance from HostNinja today, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to cap off this card. What a way to end our main event. HostNinja really seemed locked in today and did a great job of always being the fighter moving forward, controlling the center of the octagon and really landing those great big shots that ended up getting that knockout. It was the left hook into the right straight that got the knockdown up against the cage, and he just didn't have any head health left whenever Ferguson went in to finish that up. Yuri, talk us through that, man. That was a great performance by HostNinja. What did you see that stuck out with you?
Yeah, great performance is almost an understatement, Frank. I get what you were trying to say, man, but let's give this guy some credit. He killed it. My goodness, I'll tell you what that was right there. And I've been in WordLife shoes. I'm not even in the ESFL. But I've been in this position where you're going against these ESFL champion level players, and all of a sudden you look up at your health and your block health, and it's down and it's blinking, and it doesn't even feel like he did anything. But the whole time, HostNinja's just peppering, shadow boxing, almost taking that block and that head health down, and man, you really put in a sticky situation. And as you saw, all it took was a couple block breaking combinations to get the job done, Frank. Man, that's good stuff.
That was. And I did notice there in the fight stats, WordLife was 0 for 7 on takedowns. Fantastic takedown defense on display the entire time. It's a great performance all around. And like you said, I'm trying to be modest, but great performance almost does feel like an understatement. Man. He was
No,
on top
you're
of it
good.
the entire time. And we just had a fantastic night of fights. A lot of great fights here tonight, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the whole main card, I mean, we saw impressive showings from Leon, from Rennie. We saw the co-main event deliver, and then the main event. I mean, HostNinja is 3-0. I mean, could he possibly get a title shot in the oncoming future? Well, you don't know, but Zaya has to be paying close attention because HostNinja stock has just gone up in the ESFL. But man, from the prelims to the main card to all the co-main and main events, this fight card has been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've been watching us through YouTube or Twitch, we just want to say thank you so much for watching us. If you're on YouTube, leave us a description. If you're on Twitch, leave a follow and also a subscription. But thank you all so much for joining us. I have been Frank No Streaming, here with Kingsley, here with Yuri Thunderdome, and this has been ESFL 110. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you guys next time.